Hey guys, Carmine Bianco, WagerTalk.com. Another cooking video while we wait for sports to return and the world to return to some type of normalcy. We're going to do an Italian cookie today. It's going to be a quick video because there's not a lot to it, but the end result is very good. It's probably about 8 minutes of prep time, about 10 to 15 minutes in the oven, and then you're good to go. So this is an Italian almond cookie. If you've never seen one before or tried one before, head to an Italian bakery. They look like this. And the ingredients are very simple. I'll have the ingredients at the end on a sort of a clip at the end of the video. But to make 3 to 4 dozen cookies, you're going to need 3 cups of ground almonds. I ground the almonds. You can go to a store and they sell almond flour. This is a very good recipe for anyone who has allergies to gluten because there's no gluten in this whatsoever because this is almond flour. 3 cups of ground almonds, 3 large eggs, a cup of sugar, some vanilla extract, some almond extract, and then some icing sugar at the end before we pop them into the oven, as you'll see in the video. So I'll be back in a second with the almond portion. All right, so the almond portion, essentially this is about 200 grams of almonds here. So it'll take a couple of these, which is basically a couple cups of ground almonds will give you 3 cups of ground almonds, I guess, at the end of the day. So I'm going to ground these up, and then I'll be back in a second to show you what these look like. All right, so we are just about done grinding up these almonds. I'm going to show you what this should look like in a second here. Okay. So essentially this is about a cup and a half. So I'm going to do this one more time to have 3 cups. But it's a little coarse, which is really good in this sense. The flour is obviously the almond flour you get in stores is basically very, very, very fine. But when you make the cookie and you go to eat it, you want a little bit of that texture from the almonds in it. So grinding them up is, I think, a better course to get sort of the traditional style of almond cookie. Back in a second with the next portion. All right, so now we have the 3 cups of ground almonds. We're going to add them to old school Italian bowl, of course. Let's make sure we get that all in. Use the spoon that Italian parents or moms chase us around the dinner table with whenever we screwed up and did something wrong or whatever. So you've got that. You're going to add a cup of sugar. So it's 3 to 1 on that. All right. You're going to mix that up with the spoon, of course. Next thing you're going to add to this, and then you're just making sure that as you're stirring it up, if you ground the almonds yourself, just make sure that there are no clumps in there. You want to break those things down or whatever. Next up, you're going to add is three egg whites. So obviously break up the eggs. Try and get them as clear as possible. And you're going to mix that up. Obviously, that's what is going to hold this all together as you mix it. And before I continue to mix it, we're going to add some of the extract. So we've got the vanilla. And we're going to do a teaspoon of that. And you've got your almond extract as well too. And we're going to put a little bit, about 3/4 of that in. And I'll be back with with everything mixed up in a second. Okay, so we are at the section where we actually get the cookies ready to go into the oven. At this point, you want to turn your oven on, get it to 350. 350 is the right heat for this. The almond should just now look like, once you've blended it all together, should have like a pasty feel to it. At this point, you're going to use, if you have like an ice cream scoop or a melon baller, you just literally want to grab one. You're literally going to turn it into or roll it into like a little ball, as I'll show you. Make sure your hands are clean, of course. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drop it into some icing sugar, and you're going to roll it around in the icing sugar. So I'm going to repeat this for all of them. And then sort of the last step, as you grab a fresh almond, stick it in the top of the cookie, and sort of push it down a little bit on the tray. And I'll be back in a second. Obviously, I'm not going to show you a video of me rolling up about 20 of these things, so I'll be back in a minute. All right, so the rolling process is over. It's going to go into the oven. These are what they look like before they head into the oven. So I ended up with about 32 of them. And we're going to put them in there for about 10 to 12 minutes and see how they look. All right, we're done. They're out of the oven. They look like this. And the only thing left is a cool glass of milk and, you know, the best soccer team in the world's glass. And a cookie. All right, we're plated and ready to go. This is what they look like. I'm about to gain the 26 pounds I lost in January on keto. Guys, stay safe, stay home. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel for WagerTalk, and we'll be back in a few days with another recipe.